ever trusted Tony Romo. I found that surprising. Why is that?
No, well, I posed the question earlier to the guys, and this is how it began. Is basically I posed that question to the staff with the Dallas Cowboys, and not just the staff, but some of the players around them. And my whole point was, Dak has some warts, as far as throwing the ball, passing the ball, and being a pocket passer. I've always felt like there's been some limitations, and I felt like, for the longest time, Tony Romo, let's call it what it is an absolute better passer in the pocket than Dak. And I said to those guys, I posed that question, hey, listen, Tony's a better quarterback and has been. And I played with Tony. I know how good he is as a football player. And these same people that I've been talking to within this organization say, yes, Tony probably was the better quarterback at the position. But there is something about the intangibles that Dak Prescott has. There's something about the leadership. There's something about the it factor that he has as compared to Tony. And it's totally different, and it's something that we truly believe in. And these are questions I've asked not only to some of the players within that organization, but I'm talking about the staff. And when you really want to know about a guy, you ask the training staff, you ask the equipment guys, you ask the people within that organization, the ownership, you ask them those questions, they'll tell you the same thing over and over again. Yeah, Dak Prescott has these warts, but there's something about this kid that we truly, truly believe in. He is a leader of men, and we will get to the promised land with him. And again, hey, I was on the opposite side. I was truly on the opposite side of Romo was the better quarterback, and this is the feedback that I've got.
Well, Max and Darren, and work with me on this because I want to tell y'all a little story. Last year, night before the AFC Championship game, Robert Kraft, the owner for the New England Patriots, invited me to the AFC Championship party. Wasn't any of the players there, anything like that, just him and, a bunch of folks that were there. Tony Romo was there with the great Jim Nantz and others. And talking with Tony Romo for the first time in my life, I mean, I got to tell you, his personality was electric, fun-loving, really nice guy, the whole bit, that's the deal. I throw that story out because I think it's important to recognize, Darren, what you just said. People are looking at Tony Romo as, this guy that's a nice guy, whatever, and with Dak, you see a leader of men. I can believe that, but here's where I think it's important to point out. Dak gives you the impression that he's there, he's about his business, and the team itself, he prides himself on being that leader assigned to galvanize the troops and maximize whatever potential exists out there for us to go out and grab whatever we're after. Tony Romo is a guy that comes across as a very nice guy, but obviously has his select clique that he vibes with, and that's about it. I could see how somebody could jump to that conclusion. Having said all of that, that is the only excuse that anybody can have to me to tell me that Dak, we believe in Dak more than we believe in Romo. Because as much as I like Dak, and as much as I want Dak to get paid, and as much as I want him to be successful, even though I don't wish successful for them nauseating Cowboy fans, the bottom line is Dak Prescott, from a talent perspective, from a passive perspective, is not better than Tony Romo.
Absolutely not.
He's not better than Tony Romo.
I agree.
Okay, well, hello, friends, and welcome to tonight's show. It's amazing to me how polarizing our Dallas Cowboys are. I mean, I'm looking at Wang Hugh, who is a true Dak Prescott hater. I don't know if he's a Romosexual or what. I'm looking at another guy that's out there saying, can you play the Nate Newton track? No, I'm not going to play the Nate Newton track. You know why? Because Nate Newton is scared of Jobu. You've heard about elephants that are scared of mice. That's Nate Newton scared of Jobu. So no, I'm not going to play anything that Nate Newton's got to say. Listen, I'm going to clarify something right now. Okay? We are in America. Most of this audience is from America. We are the greatest country in the world. And in this country, we have freedom to do what we want to do. We can say what we want to do. We are not required to watch this or watch that or have to follow along with anything. So understand, this is Jobu's channel. with Mark Holmes. Fortunately, Jobu allows me to be on the channel as well. And I'm going to do what I want to do. You, as an American or anybody out in the world, have the freedom of choice. That's what's great. That's what all of our great soldiers in the military have fought and sacrificed for. The option to listen to whatever we want to do, to believe what we want to believe. Now understand, I'm going to do this channel the way I see fit. So you may see me do wherever, whatever. You may see me waking up from a colonoscopy in a half still stupor talking about the Cowboys. You may see me fixing a sewer line talking about the Dallas Cowboys. You may see me in the kitchen cooking, doing a keto diet. That's me and how I choose to do my channel. So don't come on my channel and tell me it took you 5 minutes to get past cooking to get to the point about the Dallas Cowboys. Well, brother, it's called Dinner and Dallas Cowboys. So I'm cooking dinner and I'll get to the Cowboys. And just like making a great dish, you can't rush it. Yes, Cleveland Brown, Jobu tells me what to do because I got to be honest with you. Sometimes I look at that dude side-eyed because sometimes it's almost like he is running shit. Chris Norton, you have the freedom to take your behind on over to a Dak hating channel, buddy. I can believe in Santa Claus if I want to believe in Santa Claus. And it's not up to you to tell me my belief is wrong. So take your happy ass out. Okay? How about that? Now, what I believe in is that this team, over the course of the last 3 years with Dak Prescott, has done more winning than losing. Okay? Tony Romo, great quarterback. And that's where you guys seem to think that I am hating Tony Romo. I'm not hating Tony Romo, but when everybody comes in here and has this, unicorn fantasy of everything that Tony Romo did, Chris Norton, I'll raise my damn voice at you whenever I want to, son, because this is Mark Holmes and Cowboy Jobu's channel. Now, you could either get along or get out. How about that? Because I'm in a don't take shit day right now. Because I am sick and tired of all these people talking about Dak Prescott. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you want your team to succeed. And it doesn't matter who's on that team because it's about that star on the helmet. But some of you were so happy when Dak Prescott has a bad game. Oh, you just can't wait to get in here and just start talking some trash about Dak Prescott. But guess what? You don't remember 8-8, 8-8, 8-8? You don't remember the bobbled snap against the Seahawks? You don't remember the 3 turnovers against the Washington Redskins to get in the playoffs? There was a reason why he had a name called Tony Ono, and I'm not trying to sell you his name, but see, you guys seem to forget these things. He was a good quarterback, but for whatever reason, he didn't get it done. And by your definition of a quarterback elevates the team, what did he elevate it to? What did we elevate it to? Now, as bad as you say Dak Prescott is, his one playoff game in his first 2 years were better statistics than Tony Romo ever had. He threw for 306 yards, 3 TDs. Look it up and tell me, bring it to me, all you guys that talk trash about Dak Prescott, and tell me how great Tony Romo was and how much Tony Romo did. Show me a playoff game that he had 3 touchdown passes. I will wait. Because there's another reason why you guys keep talking about the man. You know what? Because let's go through here. Because you guys, some of you out there will just make shit up. No, I don't block anybody because I got Incognito. I've got Miss Jackie. I got Brian from SoCal who are here doing this stuff. But don't be too quick on the trigger because you know what? I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? You're going to learn today. You're going to learn not to mess with me. Because I got somebody out there, I can't remember his name. Everybody's telling, oh, you need to check him out. He's growing crap. You know why he's growing? because he's trying to go ahead and make me look like an idiot. You know when somebody comes on and they say, no disrespect, I don't mean anything, but you go through and try and disrespect, and then you turn around and say, put me on your show. Are you kidding me? Maybe if you said, hey, Mark, I'm a new YouTuber. I like what you do. I don't agree with you. Maybe we can have a discussion about it on your channel and you can see my point of view. David Alexander, thank you for the super chat. But don't come through and insult me and then think I'm supposed to put you on here. Because see, I'm about spreading the mojo. I'll work with anybody. I will help people that want some help. I've had Space Cowboy on here. I've had E2 Blue. I've had Michael Anthony Fitness. I've had Katie on here. I've had Law Nation on here. I've been on ones with Vosh Lombardi. David Alexander, thank you for the super chat. I will work to help spread the word. Talking to a man who's actually a cartoonist, who's got some great cartoons and stuff, talking about doing an event and stuff with them. I'm about trying to help others. But don't insult me and think that I'm supposed to do you a favor because you insulted me. And I'm fired up, guys. I am fired up because we're talking about playoffs. It's just so damn disgusting to me that you guys are so ungrateful. The fact that here it is, week 14 this year, all we got to do is win one freaking game and we're in the playoffs. But yet you guys are still, oh, we suck, we're so terrible and everything else. Our quarterback is awful. How'd you like to be watching the Redskins right now? Huh?
Law Nation has his own channel on.
Yeah, he's got, Law Nation's blown up now. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mike. How'd you like to be the Redskins right now? You went out and guaranteed $70 million for a guy who may never play again. You got butt fumble. You got Colt McCoy. You got no quarterback. Look at the Eagles. They got Carson Wentz, but can Carson Wentz make it through a whole season? Look at San Francisco, how much money they paid their quarterback. And if the quarterback, let's look at this hypothetically. If you guys, your own theory is a quarterback elevates a team and gets them to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter about the people they have around them. It doesn't matter. It's just the quarterback. Then how come Green Bay's just about eliminated with Aaron Rodgers? How come Atlanta is out of it with Matty Ice? Clearly, it's more than just the quarterback. It's the team. It's the coaching around. It's everything. There's no single one quarterback that has won a Super Bowl without having players around them. And you can see the difference of having players when you got Amari Cooper versus a bunch of guys. Do you think Amari Cooper would be the #1 receiver of the last 5 weeks if he didn't have a quarterback throwing him the football? Do you think he could throw it to himself and do those same things? And Dak couldn't do that without a guy like Amari Cooper. Understand, it's about more than just a team. Yeah, you're right, Richard Storm. Carson Wentz is fragile like Tony Romo. So again, we are in America. And you have the opportunity and the right to watch and believe what you want to believe. And if you don't like me, if you don't like my personality, if you don't like my opinion, that's cool. I'm okay with that. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to thank everybody who's been doing super chats and things. Everybody should have gotten their shirts by now. Brian from SoCal, I know you got yours and things. And if you did not from last year's contest, please email me. There's only one person that I'm missing, and that's the guy who won the Dak Prescott one. Maybe he was a Dak hater and decided, I don't want that. Maybe that's it. And that's why I haven't heard from him. But on Sunday, when we were at Lucky's, and we will be going back to Lucky's, and any of you in here that I just cussed out, if you want to come through there and try and kill me, come on by Lucky's in Alexandria, Virginia. DJ, thank you for the super chat. Mark shooting that fire tonight. Get him, Mark. Yeah. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to calm down here for a second, because this is something that actually made my day. I went to Sports Nation Sports Store and at the mall today, right? Because I've gone through there and I've gotten like, the Christmas ornament over there. I got my cowboy slipper from them before and things. And I've gotten a few other things stuff in there. And I went in there today because I had to go with my wife to the mall because she was jewelry shopping and stuff, and things. But I stopped by there and I'm looking in there because it's like I've got to get Junebug. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, Junebug. Hold on. I got to get back to that comment. Hold it, Junebug. Did I get laser eyes from my wife when Katie comes on? Come on, man. Here's the thing. My wife and me, we trust each other. We've been married together for 15 years. And I ain't ever cheating on my wife. You can count that. You can bank that. I ain't going nowhere. She's the greatest woman in the world. So, I went by Sports Nation and I got this trash can. And so in here, when we were at Lucky's, I took all the super chats from December and I ended up putting them in a container, but the container was too small. So what I did was I got the trash can to do it. So we'll start doing drawings to thank you guys for all the super chats. And so now I got to write one for Junebug. But we have Maria Ellis. We got Chaz Jewell. Chaz, I think you won one of the prizes before. We got David Alexander. We got Maria Ellis. Maria, she's been a fan for a long time. Oh, but when I went into Sports Nation, this young man, William Rivers, Mr. Truckee, looked familiar. And he said, and Michael was in there too, and he said, do you remember me? And I was like, you look familiar, Edwin Bush. And he said, it's, my name, John. He said, you ended up bringing over the Jobu t-shirt for me. I live over, not far from you and things. And I was like, boy, you've grown up and everything. And he's like, yeah. He said, I've been following you since 2016. David Alexander, Jacob Garrett. So I shot a video there in the store and gave the store a shout out. But it's actually pretty cool because we're in the Washington, D.C., Antoine Myers, Notorious Drunk. We're in the Washington, D.C. area, but they've got a lot of Cowboy stuff. The only time they don't have a lot of Cowboy stuff is because I think the Cowboy stuff sells faster than the Redskin stuff. Junebug, Antoine Myers again. So that was kind of nice that people remembered me. I was kind of humbled. Brian from SoCal, one of our moderators, he's in there too. Thomas Garrett again. So what we'll do is, and Robert Apakian. Robert Apakian, you actually won when we were at Lucky's last week. So email me at cowboysmark94@gmail.com so that way I can get that out to you. And David Salinas, so we had to press rewind to see what pissed Mark off. I'm just sick and tired of people coming in here and the only thing they have to say is negative stuff. David Alexander with the super chat. Thank you very much. David Alexander, boy, I've endured the trollites that hate on the team. Got no room to talk. If you don't like the Cowboys, there's 31 other teams out there. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on your way out. Shout out. This is the Jason Garrett clap. This is a Sunday going to church class. Amen. Amen. If you don't like the Dallas Cowboys, if you don't like the fact that they are going to be one of 6 teams from the NFC to be in the playoffs, if that's not good enough for you, please find another team to go to. Amen, David. Amen. Adrian Lizzie. I'm almost finished with all these. Good grief. Cruz Lee and David Alexander. So thank everybody for all those super chats and stuff. We'll do a drawing for a Tyrone Crawford one. I've got so many autograph shirts that I've gone through for autograph signings that I ain't got no more room in the man cave, so we're going to take care of those. So on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guys, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend. If we win this game, playoffs, and then we can rest people. Some people are on the fence and saying, well, maybe we should lose this game and have the pressure of having to play the New York Giants on the road And True Tuss with the super chat. Thank you very much. Having to play the Giants on the road and having to get the win in the last week to make sure we make the playoffs. Well, I understand the theory on that one because you do want to have the team going in having to fight to get into the playoffs. I get that. And I like that idea because in the past we've gone through and we've had a bye and we've had time off to rest and everything else, and we don't handle bye weeks very well. But here's the thing. We got guys that are getting back on the field. Zach Martin's going to play this weekend. Zach Martin is a warrior, and I'm going to get on to my feelings of somebody like Zach Martin versus somebody like David Irving. I would like for that guy that we go out in the first half and we blow them out and we set and rest Zach Martin. Rest him the rest of that game, rest him the following week, and get him ready for playoffs. And I feel like this team is a different team than what we're talking about in the past where we've had Tony Romo and Jason Witten. Our roster has turned over. These are young guys that are hungry, that haven't tasted that victory and stuff right now. You can see how this team came together when the shit was down after that Titans game and everybody wrote them off. I feel like after losing that game last week, that this week they're going to come out and they're going to blow doors. I feel like they're going to be coming in here hungry and wanting to handle business and get this thing done. And I'm hoping that's the way they look at it. And I'm hoping that that game was a humbling experience where they realize we can't take any play for granted, any team for granted, because anybody can beat you. We were embarrassed out there. And we got to make up for it. Thank you, Reggie Hart. Man, I'm passionate about the Cowboys. A lot of people will say that Mark Holmes, he's a fake fan. Look, man. No. I love you guys. I love doing this, and I love the Dallas Cowboys. I am constantly trying to find out everything I can about the Cowboys, about what's going on, everything that I can bring out to you guys. I am truly passionate about it. I am excited as can be that the season is not over, that we got a chance just like everybody else. Now, back to Zach Martin. You look at Zach Martin, who's played all season with a bad leg. He's worn a knee brace all season. You don't know how bad that knee is, but that guy who could have easily said, you know what? I'm done. I'm hurt. Let me get my knee scoped and take a few weeks off. Especially after getting his new contract. He's going to get paid regardless. That's not what this guy did. This guy bothered the crap out of him that he missed that game. He wants to be out there with his teammates going to war. You have to absolutely, positively love a guy like that. And you want to play well because of guys like that. You can see they were. Zeke Elliott is like, nah, man, we got to show up and do better than that. But on the flip side, we have Jeff Swam. Okay, I keep saying golf. I'm sorry. Forgive me too. Guys, understand, I'm dyslexic. I'm a name butcher. I'm not going to pronounce things right. Okay? So bear with me. Okay? You know who I'm talking about. But Jeff Swam was put on injured reserve. So he didn't practice. And David Irving didn't practice. And see, if I'm a guy like Zach Martin who has been on one leg all season and I'm practicing and doing everything I can, I got to tell you, I'm not real happy with my teammate who can't even show up for rehab for his ankle to get back on the field. And it's sad to me because that's a guy that's got God-given talent. I mean, my God, the size on him. When he wants to play, he's special. But, no. He's just not. And it's sad. I hate that. It's another guy like Rolando McClain. Rolando McClain, when he wanted to play, he was a thumper, a beast for a linebacker. He was like Jalen Smith, just not with the speed. but he was out there killing people. But it wasn't all the time. And so I think that whole thing is getting kind of old. And I sympathize with them. Sympathize with them completely. I understand about having to take care of kids and everything else, but you got enough money that you can have somebody babysit for a few hours. And that bugs me. So, my biggest worry, Buck Holmes, what's happening, man? No, Buck. Yeah, okay, we'll leave that one alone. Look at these scared Cowboy fans. Texas boy, okay. What are we scared of? I'm sorry, I lost you. What are we scared of? I ain't scared. I ain't scared. The thing that worries me going into playoffs, I believe we got enough talent. I believe we got the right guys and the right attitude. But I still worry about the coaching. And last week didn't do anything to change my opinion on that one. I'm sorry. Scott Linehan is awful. Scott Linehan, I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, if I were the coach, what I would do is look at things that we do the best. I put that over in the list over here. Things we do the best. Things we don't do really well, we'll put those things over here. And then look at the other teams and understand what is it that those guys do really well. And how can we get around those things? And what is the best assets that I have and how can I use them? Thank you, Penton, but no thanks on the president part. I might have a few skeletons in my closet that I don't want to reveal, but appreciate it. And what you have to look at, when you look at Dak Prescott has not gotten the pocket awareness yet. Thank you, Blaine, I appreciate that. Grace Reacher, it's going to take some more time for him to get that presence, especially when you have Kellen Moore as the coach. Get him a coach who can teach him how to work in the pocket. Get him a coach that when he comes off the sidelines can get up there and say, Dak, here's what you saw, here's what you missed, here's what we can do about it. Coach him on the field. I see too many times of Dak Prescott after a series sitting here just like this, blank stare, Kellen Moore just looking down, okay, what time is my paycheck coming? There's no coaching there. There's no coaching there. Take a look at Andy Reid with Mahomes every time he comes off the field. Take a look at McVay with Jared Goff every time he comes off the field. They coach the players. They teach them. They pat them on the back when they need to, and like Bill Parcells' case, yell at them when they need to. We don't have that here. We don't develop players. David Alexander with the Super Chat. Thank you very much. But you look at it and say, okay, Dak Prescott, 6'2" and built like a linebacker. Has been hit multiple times. In fact, has been sacked second most in the NFL. He can take a hit, so maybe we might want to run him from time to time. Run pass options. Make the defense have to watch Dak as well as watch Zeke and watch Amari Cooper. We didn't run one time with Dak Prescott last week. Not one. Not one. Play action? Meh. We'll do it from time to time. Play action, he's 122%. averaging 9.5 per play. Meh. We'll stick with 7-step drop back. We'll keep him stationary in the pocket. And we'll make him have to do the reads. Delusional Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm not going to say Dak is better than Brady. Okay? But Brady has a real coach who has a system. And just like I was saying, Bill Belichick is over there with Tom Brady every time he comes off the field. Somebody is working with him to make sure he gets coached up. He's looking at the plays, the monitors, and everything else that's going on. Oh, thank you. Well, really, that sign should just stay on because we're always open for business, no matter what happens to the Cowboys. But we don't have that here. And when you looked at this, I feel like Scott Linehan is that guy who likes to keep his thumb on the players. And it's my way or the highway. And I don't understand why this guy has so much power. Because I look at Amari Cooper, who, against the Eagles, came out ecstatic and happy as you could be about anybody playing football. A guy who, in Oakland, only had 280 yards in 5 games and looked like he had checked out, who had got here working with Dak and everything else and was leading the league in yardage, leads the league in yards after catch, and was happy as could be, and was happy and proud to say, listen, I'm part of the family in figuring out what we need to do. I was talking to Dak and said, listen, we need to change this play up. They can't stop me. You got this, homie. You can hit me. We're going to make a big play, and we're going to win this game. And he was proud and excited to tell the world about it. Listen, I helped design this. I helped to make this play happen. I helped this team win. My team win. But when you came out in that game the next week, did Amari Cooper really look like he was part of the game plan? Did Amari Cooper? Oh, no, Jobu, listen, I'm a creature of habit. After we lost to Tennessee, Jobu had a hat on his head, and I said, no more rum for you. So Jobu is on the wagon during the week. He only gets his refills on Sunday when we release the beast. So no refills during the week for Jobu. But did Amari Cooper look like he was part of the game plan this past week? Did he? He didn't really to me. Did Amari Cooper have the same energy that whole game that he had the other weeks? He didn't look like it to me. He looked like he was back in Oakland with that crap. Am I the only one who felt that way? Or did any of you guys see that? And that's where you start saying, Linehan, why didn't you run Dak at all? Linehan, why don't you do some play action? Linehan, Dak's getting sacked a lot. Why don't we do 3-step drop back? Katie, who has only been watching football for a week, got that much. Shout out to Katie and Adrian Garcia. Thank you for the super chat. Dak Prescott is our franchise quarterback. E2 Blue. Oh, come on, man. Leave E2 alone, man. Leave him alone. E2 Blue is my boy, man. He's like my adopted son. So come on, man. Leave E2 alone. He's not a freeloader. Adrian, come on. Garcia. Adrian Garcia, you're entered into our drawing too. But that's where you start wondering, when we get in the playoffs, what kind of game plan are we going to play? I think the best game plans we've had were right after they were talking about, we were thinking about firing Scott Linehan during the bye week, when we were talking about Jason Garrett's replacements, when people were worried about losing their jobs. And when we go through with Scott Linehan, it's funny because there's certain guys that he seems not to like. Des Bryant was one of those guys. He, of course, got shipped out of town. I'm not saying that it wasn't the right thing to do because, Des had a problem staying healthy. Des was costing a lot of money and yada, yada, yada. But regardless, I was not one of Scott Linehan's guys. And there's another guy right now that's on the roster who is not a Linehan guy. And it's funny because remember when they said that Rico was a liability and that he would get somebody hurt because he can't block? Now, we know Rico can get open. We know Rico can catch the ball. Remember that Rams preseason game 2 years ago where he's out there? The guy 6'8" can jump out of the building. And it was never a question about him being able to catch the football. Aaron, I'm thinking about that, but here's the thing about, Katie's real cool people. She's literally thousands of miles away in England. And I bring her on here, and all of a sudden the haters come out. Oh my God, you're sitting there trying to, cheat on your wife. What are you talking about cheating on my wife? I would about cheat with her as much as I would cheat with Philly 500. I ain't cheating. And there's so many of you haters out there. No matter what you do, I bring on Philly 500. Why are you bringing an Eagle fan in? I bring her on here. Oh, you're just cheating on your wife. What the hell is wrong with you people? Can't y'all just enjoy the program we put out? Can't you enjoy the fact that your team has an opportunity to make it in the playoffs and maybe go to a Super Bowl? To be one of 6 teams in the NFC? One of 6. It's pretty good odds. But you guys ain't happy. We can win and y'all are still angry. I don't understand that. But so Scott Linehan says Rico can't block. That's why he doesn't get on the field. But I don't know if you guys have noticed that Rico is actually on the field a lot, blocking. Let me say it again. They said Rico couldn't go out and catch passes because he couldn't block, but now he's on the field all the time blocking. Usually his first couple of plays in the game, he's starting sometimes. So the question is, when we get down in the red zone where we have a problem and can't get in, and you decide, Ricky Heiss with the super chat, thank you very much. You hate to bring this up, but hold on. Ricky, roll back here. You hate to bring it up, but sure Sean Lee isn't on the roster in 2019. Thoughts? I think he'll be on the coaching roster. I really believe that. And it's kind of funny that everybody went crazy because they're like, oh my God, Sean Lee is going to take a starting role. Yeah, okay. And I said, understand, our base defense is at 4-3 where we have 3 linebackers out there, but we only run it about 20% of the time. So, yeah, he could start, but he's not actually taking anybody's place. So, Ricky Heiss, thank you very much for the super chat, and thank you for the comment, because I think you may be right on that one. That's one of those spots where the Cowboys can actually save about $9 million of the cap and be able, sorry about the echo still being on. Maybe some of you guys actually like that. Sorry about that. I'm old, guys. I'm old. Forgive me. But when we get into playoffs, the question is, what are we going to do with Linehan? I keep saying red zone. You got a guy who's 6'8" who can jump and catch the ball. Why aren't we having him go to the post in the end zone, throw it up for Rico? Does that sound like it's a bad play? Seriously. He's 6'8". Most DBs are 5'11", 6 foot, maybe 6'1". He's 7 inches taller than any cornerback out there that he face. And you're telling me that you can't try and throw the ball to him in the red zone? I know Michael is mystified.
You know what happened though. They tried it. No. They tried it
one time.
No, tried it twice. It's like Scotland said, "Oh, we can't use him in the red zone because he can't catch the ball in the red zone." And they tried 2 or 3 times. That's what it is. Scott Linehan likes to put product on the field and prove that they can do
well,
what he wants them to do.
Well, here's the thing about Scott Linehan, and I don't know why he is the be-all, end-all for Jerry Jones, why we believe in that guy. He started out underneath Mike Tice with the Minnesota Vikings, okay? He had Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss, okay? We're talking about Hall of Famer Randy Moss. What did they do? What did he do? So he went from there to the Miami Dolphins under Nick Saban. Echo. We still have the echo? No, I think the echo's off. You must have just joined in. Went to Miami for 1 year, and then he went to the Rams. Somehow he got a head coaching gig there. And he took Holt, who should be a Hall of Famer if he's not already, and Mark Bolger. He ran that offense to the ground and got fired mid-season. And from there, he went to the Detroit Lions, had Matthew Stafford and Megatron. What did he do there? The echo is off. Let me double check here. The echo is off. Yes, the echo is off. Okay. Sorry, the echo is off. That is echo on, echo off. Okay. So you have to sit here and say, if you couldn't do it with Matthew Stafford and Megatron, if you couldn't do it with Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss, what makes us think that he's going to be able to be all, for the Cowboys? What has he done to say, I'm a great coach? I mean, Norv Turner, you can see what he's done with offenses. Yeah, I think it is. You're right, Tamara Parker, because they put it up there, and then I'm going to look like, oh, let me find out what's going on. I'm so stupid. And they're probably sitting there laughing, hee hee hee. That's actually the dog chewing on. He's got this big rawhide bone over there, so Roscoe's having a good time with it. But no, there's no chips in this house because we're on the keto diet. The Mark Holmes experience. VZP, I don't know about that one, but he's got his pet guys that he likes, and apparently Rico is not the one that he likes. But I got to tell you, if you take Dak Prescott, what you do is, you know what? I think so many of you are living in fantasy football world and you want to see 3 touchdowns, 350 yards and stuff every week and stuff. All I care about is winning a game. That's all I care about. It don't matter if we win by 50 or we win by 1. I just care about winning. And if it means that you got to run Dak 10 times on the outside, if it means you got to put him out in space and move the pocket around, if it means you got to run reverse, you do whatever you have to do to win a game. That's it. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? That's all that matters. You play to win the game. And so many times the Cowboys are stuck on, this is the way we do it, and this is the only way we're going to win. And if we can't win that way, we just lose. And that's why you don't see them making adjustments at halftime. And more times than not, we end up getting up and we lose a game because the other team adjusted to what we're doing. But here's the thing. Lacey, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Waiting until the end of the season to fire him, it's stupid. Why? Look at what other teams have done firing their coach. The Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns fired their coach and all of a sudden started winning. And actually have a chance to make the playoffs. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns that fired their coach in early part of the season. Omar, watch it. Look at the Minnesota Vikings, who paid a boatload for Kirk Cousins, fired their offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, they're scoring points. But it's not what the Cowboys will do. And that's what worries me going into the playoffs. Can this staff do what they haven't been able to do before? And that is not choke. Can they make the right calls? Can they manage the clock? Can we keep from leaving time on the clock for an Aaron Rodgers type to beat us? I don't know. I don't know. Well, Tamara, here's what I would rather do. We know Jason Garrett's not going anywhere now. Jason Garrett's not going anywhere. But I tell you what, why not put him on Front Street and make him call the plays? Scott Linehan, I'm sorry, is not doing it. But it's different when, see, he's got somebody else that, that's getting the attention. I guess I don't have the answers, but I don't feel confident with Scott Linehan. Actually, Blaine, that's a good idea. I need to talk to Shengo about that. Linehan must know nothing of Madden. He needs to change, or I bet he's gone. I pray that he's gone. With all the weapons we've got, we need an offensive coordinator. I agree with you. Shout out to Brian, to JR214, to Albert, to Nathaniel, to D. Will, Meg of Rage, Jared Griffin, Derek Young, Incognito, Meg of Rage, Jared Griffin, Des Bryant, 85, Dem Boys, 85. Connecticut Cowboys, Sarah Green, Thomas Garrett, Aaron Williams, Brandon Nixon, Tom. Geez, there's a lot of you guys on here. Thank everybody for joining into the show tonight. I apologize for losing my cool earlier in the show, but I am tired of all these people that simply just hate on my quarterback. Now, when I say stuff, there's always some people that will say, yeah, right, haha, what are you smoking? You're crazy. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate the shout out. Vosh for president of the 80%. Here's an interesting thing. Now, I put this up here. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. Let me zoom up the camera. That's what I love with this. This Mevo camera is actually really cool. And actually, I'm going to get a second one. They're actually on sale for Christmas, 20% off. So we're going to be doing some crazy stuff with the Mevo cameras. We'll be able to simulcast to Facebook and YouTube at the same time on 2 different channels. But shh, don't tell the Illuminati. They'll come after me. But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a comparison of our quarterbacks from the 2016 draft. We have Jared Goff, who, by the way, Jared Goff, if you hadn't noticed the last couple of 3 games, has played like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got a cold, has not played real good. He's had a 65, a 19, and I think a 61 QBR the last couple of games. Has had 1 TD pass, 7 interceptions, and 4 fumbles. So when you talk about Dak sucking, take a look at Jared Goff. But so far in their careers, because this is what we have, their careers, okay? We have Jared Goff, 61.8 completion percent, 9,166 yards, 60 TDs, 27 interceptions, 92 QBR, and rushing yards has 169 yards, averaging 2.2 with 3 TDs. Carson Wentz, David Alexander with the super chat. David, how can you be one? Let's see. Hang on. There you go. That's how you can. Okay, Carson Wentz, who's having a hard time staying on the field, who's had a hurt shoulder, who's had a blown out knee, and now has a broken bone in his back, and you have to start wondering, how long is he going to be able to play football? Is he one of those guys that just have to just keep getting hurt over and over again and leaves body parts on the field? His numbers are better than Jared Goff's, 63.7 completion percentage, 10,152 yards, 70 TDs, 28 interceptions, 92.5 QBR, rushing for 542 yards, 3.8 average, and 2 touchdowns, and a partridge in a pear tree. pretty good. 3 years. And then there's Dak Prescott, the worst quarterback in the NFL, the guy that sucks, the guy who can't do anything, that our Cowboys are cursed to have. 4th round pick that's playing like a 4th round pick. He's sorry. He only has a 66 completion percentage. He only has 10,328 yards. He only has 62 touchdown passes, and he only has 25 interceptions, and only has a 95 QBR, and only rushed for 942 yards with a 5.2 average and rushing for 17 TDs. And that's right, Dak Prescott truly sucks. He is butt awful. But guess what? All his numbers right there are better than those other 2 guys. I'm not saying he's a perfect quarterback. I'm not saying that he is going to hit every receiver every single time. But he's got the it factor. 79 TDs is what this guy has, and not even 3 seasons. 79 TDs. Carson Wentz, who can't stay on the field. Oh, David Alexander. David Alexander with another super chat. Thank you very much. David, you're killing it, man. Carson Wentz has 72 and can't stay on the field. Jared Goff has 62. That's the numbers. And I know the haters going to say, I'm manipulating the stats. You're crazy. He sucks. He's Quincy Carter. 79 TDs? Even if you, let's forget about the rushing TDs. 62 TD passes in 3 years. Do you know Troy Aikman only had 1 season where he had over 20 touchdown passes? Only 1. Only 1. And thus far in 3 years, you haven't even paid him $3 million. Because of Dak Prescott being our starting quarterback, we've been able to get out of cap hell. Because had we still been, well, we were still paying Tony Romo this year. But that was reduced because we let him go. The fact that he has been on our team getting as little as he's been getting and playing the way he's been playing. The fact that we have, provided we win 1 more game, that we'll have 3 winning seasons in a row. And since the DT, thank you very much for the super chat. Haters wish they could be me. Is that what, they don't want to be me. My body's screwed up, man. All the hate I get, nah, man. You be you. But I appreciate the super chat. Oh, let me get that name in the list, because we're going to do that drawing. DT. So, before you keep saying, get that bum out of here, we let go of Dez Bryant before we had a plan B. So if you're going to get rid of Dak Prescott, what is your plan for life without Dak Prescott? And don't give me Cooper Rush. Don't give me that crap. Yes, DeLorean, Troy has 3 Super Bowls, and you know why he has 3 Super Bowls? They had number 1 defense out there. They had a Michael Irvin. They had an Emmitt Smith. They had an offensive line that stayed healthy and were blowing holes open. Emmitt Smith, you could drive a freaking Mack truck through. Hell, I could have run through those lines with my bad knee right now and pick up 5 yards. Those holes are so big. Why? Because they were a great team that had a great coach with a great offensive coordinator who took a Troy Aikman for the first 3 years, looked like he was shaky. Remember when they thought Steve Walsh was a better quarterback than Troy Aikman? You remember that? He was not Jimmy Johnson's number 1 pick. The first 3 years, he sucked. Junebug with the super chat. Thank you very much. So, all you haters who have revisionist history know what you're talking about before you come in and trash somebody. All right, so we've got only a few minutes left. What we're going to do is, now listen, we're going to be at Lucky Sports Bar again at 12:30, starting our live stream. Hope that anybody can be there. We want to take over the place, man. I tell you, the place is nice. I mean, it is really nice and stuff. And when you get about, we say about 80 Cowboy fans in there?
It was enough they couldn't even walk through around the restaurant.
Listen, this is how cool it was being at Lucky's. Lucky's is owned by a Washington Redskin, former Washington Redskin, Marcus Patton. Nice guy, even though he's got that Redskin stank on him. It's a Redskin bar. But we had so many Dallas Cowboy fans there, they turned the Redskin volume off and turned up the Cowboys volume. That's power. That's the power of America's team. Now, Robert Apakin, you won the Travis Frederick one on Sunday. Email me at cowboysmark94@gmail with your address so I can get it in the mail to you. All right, Mike, you want to pick this out for me? Oh, I got to do one other thing too. But let me pull this name out. Or you going to pull it out for me? And then we're going to do the other thing. All right, we'll get my son, Michael Anthony. Oh, hold on. One more. Jihad White. Thank you for the super chat. Let me enter you in there. Okay, one more to add on to it. Man. That was Jihad White. Damn, I can't. Damn, coffee, get out of the way. Jihad Scott. Hold that, Mike. Jihad Scott. Okay. All right. So I'm going to shake it up. Michael, pick it out.
Chaz Jewell.
Chaz Jewell is the winner chicken dinner. You've got the Tyrone Crawford shirt. So Chaz, make sure you email me at cowboysmark94@gmail.com. Congratulations and thank you for the super chat. Now, Michael's mother and I are divorced, and he's going to be spending his Christmas with his mother, so I won't see him till actually after Christmas. But he wanted me to open up my Christmas presents early. Okay? All right, so here we go. I bet you it's something for the man cave. What y'all think?
I mean, you kind of
See? See, you just trying to start some stuff, aren't you? Damn. There we go.
Oh, good. You left the best one for last.
Okay. That's my quarterback. That's my teammate. And I tell you what, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
If he comes up for the autograph signing,
He will.
I'll get that autographed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get an interview with him at some point. Sometime before it's all said and done, I'm gonna get an interview with him. So thank you, Michael. And let's see what else we got. We got Dak. That's my quarterback. Christmas and early. The greatest cowboy who ever lived. Roger Staubach. That is a man that when you talk about having it, thank you, Mike. Shout out to Michael Anthony Fitness, great son of mine. Check out his channel. Show him some love, man. Michael, I tell you what, Michael, you saw my temper earlier? My temper ain't nothing compared to him.
My temper's so bad on some of my videos, I get the yellow dollars.
Right. Facebook, YouTube is like, it's like, You're like, people want to know how much that cost you. Well, Sports Nation, is that where you got it from?
That's the one. They're on sale for 2 for $50.
He said you're not supposed to tell, but they're on sale 2 for $50. So appreciate that. But I got that at Sports Nation, so that's gonna go great. I need a bigger man cave.
No, that one, the one that was going to go over here by the jersey.
So guys, it's actually 10 o'clock. We got the game. We're going to be live streaming. Hopefully, if you guys are in the area, come on by Lucky so we can hang out, get you guys on air. I'm working on making that an even better experience and stuff for everybody else. I'm working on getting this channel really doing some really cool things. Check out Katie Calls It, our newest fan all the way across in England. She's really funny. Some of her videos when she talks about like deodorant and toothbrushes and why water bottles have ridges and stuff are real funny and stuff. But she's a great addition to, you know, the Jobu Sports family. So check her out. Subscribe to her channel. I know you all are checking her out because I know y'all some thirsty brothers. But definitely check out E2 Blue. Check out DMV Dallas Cowboys. We need to get him back. And of course, you know, Michael Anthony Fitness and E2 Blue and stuff. You can show them some love. You know, guys like Law Nation. This is not an easy thing to do. And when you do stuff like this, you end up taking a lot of crap. And I mean a lot of crap. So show all those guys love. You may not like me, and that's cool. I understand that. But there's a channel out there that you will like. And like my Cowboys family, and even Cowboys Legend, all those guys. Check them out. Yeah, I know. But see, Tom, you got to understand. See, look, you've got to keep the universe balanced, okay? You've got to have the, I'm a Libra. I believe in balance. So you have Katie, who's gorgeous. You got to have something to balance it. So you've got, you know, Baldy. Good old Philly 500. So that way the universe is balanced. So everybody out there, have a great weekend. I will see you, of course, on Sunday. Well, hell, you know you guys will see me all the time. I'm addicted. You know, I'm always talking about the Cowboys, you know, literally. You meet somebody and it's like, oh, you're that Cowboy guy, aren't you? Yeah, that's me. I can't stop talking about the Cowboys. But, you know, I do have another channel, and we're doing some things to really grow and do some different stuff. And all of you guys, your super chats are helping me to really do something that's going to be cool as can be. So I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all of you guys coming here. Heck, I even love you trolls, because I'm going to tell you, I've got Matthew Giedis, I believe is actually his name. He's been blocked in so many different forms and stuff on this channel over here. He ends up being Fake Homes and something else on my Vimeo channel. But understand what you guys do. When you guys try and bring me down, when you guys try to make me look bad, it actually motivates me even more to work even harder. Because I'm a type of person that when I'm challenged, I am going to go ahead and prove you wrong. And that's the way I live my life. So as always, friends, thank you guys for being part of the Jobu Sports Report, and I'll see you.